Poem for Naisha, who has seen the world / gone away to college. Can you still smell the salt-drenched fish stench of the bay? It's soothing. In the morning it melts into damp air, seeps into my nostrils. Do you still see the white-spotted, one-eyed dove from every odd angle? Do you remember what you named it? How every time, just in time, the lights on Market turned from red to Granny Smith green, and for a second, every time it felt like you were free. Cutting through the soupy fog, weaving the grid-like streets at an uneven jog, the sound of your best friend's laughter, echoing, ringing, singing the melody to the soundtrack of a San Francisco night. Hi, I'm Aisha Ray McCullough. I'm 17 years old, and I'm the Vice Youth Poet Laureate of San Francisco. Quick, your best friend urged, let's go. You said where? Do you remember? Shh, she said, to listen.
I am Siu Kum, seventh child, second generation, Hoi San Tle Yip, Guangdong, North Beach, Chinatown, daughter of a sewing woman and papa who owned the first LaSalle in Chinatown. My name is Jenny Lim, and I am the 9th San Francisco Poet Laureate.
San Francisco is a place where they name streets after poets.
You know, the beat scene, the bohemians. The hub was San Francisco. We have a long history and reputation of being outlaws and somewhat the renegades and the rebels. There are a lot of people that came before me who kind of set the tone.
My name's Kim Shuck. I was born and raised in San Francisco. My mother was also born and raised in San Francisco, so we're 5 generations in this city. I was an acolyte once. I was mentored through poetry early on. So I intentionally work with young people a lot in art.
That was my first thing on my agenda as the San Francisco Poet Laureate, to establish San Francisco's first Youth Poet Laureate program. We never had one.
My name is Karan Gupta. I'm San Francisco's inaugural Youth Poet Laureate. I first applied to be the Youth Poet Laureate last summer, and I got into a cohort of around 17 other young writers.
We share some of our poetry, and it's just like a room of people like sharing on a really deep level, and it kind of bonds you in a specific way.
These poets are dynamite. They've been speaking out and they have so much to say.
One of the things that's happening is that the younger generations are being taught to be a little bit fearless. There's so much available tragedy and fear-mongering going on. You can't just in your body hold that kind of tension for very long. So I think the younger generation's poetry is also more fearless.
I was told I could be anything I wanted. Instead, I'm ill with a permanent memory of impermanence based on the fact that I saw you just recently, but I'll never see you again.
We are born of death. There is death everywhere. There are bodies beneath our houses.
I've been pink, purple, and blue. Blue, the only acceptable hue. I speak because behind that camera, there could be a little girl just like me wishing she had this.
Whenever I'm reading poetry, my heart has like strings that are holding hands with the strings of the person who wrote the poem. Poetry is the easiest way for me to like get my thoughts out if I'm not like having a conversation with somebody, or I feel like there's something too heavy to just like talk about. Now when I look at my palms, I'll remember yours, stained red, not with blood, but pomegranate juice dripping down your chin. You've tried it before. But this time, you swallowed every seed. I hope you know I love you, and I know you can't say it back, so I'll scream it into a cave and listen for echo, listen for I love you, too. My tears fill an empty riverbed, and I let the current carry me to the land of the dead.
It's about paying attention, really. I want you to imagine that down at Diamond and Chenery, when I was a small child, there was a bridge there that went over a tributary to Mission Creek. If you get there before BART starts in the morning, you can hear the creek. under the ground. And things like that delight me. They just make me really happy. And I like sharing those moments with people by writing them into my work.
I can like ground myself, I guess, in poetry, remembering like I've written this down, it's how I feel, it's something that I experience, and now it's in a poem. I just feel like I can experience through poetry.
Trip over in sleep and fall awake, no light on the horizon. I can't get enough weight to stay on the ground. Head for the airshed where the winds change direction. Buoyancy reverses, sea and bay air crash with coastal mountain air. Sometimes what you need out of a poem is a flower. Flowers are hard to construct and you need a few more lines. Sometimes what you need is a sharpened knife. You don't need a whole lot of words for that.
Poetry keeps us alive, and that zeitgeist will always be here. I feel in San Francisco, the spirit of the city, it's like a phoenix.
I love to watch the horizon as the ocean gently pushes his body against hers, the pair of white, blue expanses making love, slowly bleeding into each other. I love when I leave the city and I can sit outside in the cold pinch of night, look up and just see her, blemished with beautiful white and shining spots, and I can examine and admire her whole body, whole big beautiful body. I tell her this, that she is gorgeous.
You want one more?
Yeah, I'd love one.
I live in this foghorn moon of a Fisho Alley. Every night there's a derelict dog, mangy with a cataract stare, licking the wounds of old North Beach. Leftovers, fish and chip, upchuck, cheesesteak, antipasti, blasted against the antiseptic glare of trendy restaurants and glossy gelatos where MTV couples glide frozenly by, catching in the corners of their Ray-Ban eyes their own story.